Alright, so starting now, after that really hard-working, like, that video I made yesterday was genuinely kind of difficult to make. It took most of my day. So I agreed to myself when that video was done, I'd take the rest of this week off and not film anything. And that was the case, but Poppy Playtime Chapter 5 was genuinely so amazing that I think I actually have to make another video now, because I just genuinely wanted to talk about it. I could have done it through community post, but I think it'd just be easier to do it here. And also, if I wrote it on a community post, it'd most likely get abandoned, and yeah, I don't really want that. So Poppy Playtime Chapter 5, I was already really excited, like I was doing like a countdown, and yeah, I must say it was very worth it now. Chapter 4, which was Safe Haven, don't get me wrong, I didn't mind it, but it was a significant step down to Chapter 3. And I'm going to be honest with you right now, I'm just going to straight up say it. Chapter 3 is still my favourite chapter. I love Catnap, my beloved. But Chapter 5 was a huge improvement from Chapter 4. Now, I love the addition of the new characters such as Giblet, Lily Lovebraids. Lily Lovebraids got too much hate, to be honest. Like, if anything, her design's kind of uncanny, and it works just fine. It's not overdone, it's just like, it's just perfect. Giblet actually survives, unlike Doughy. Giblet's basically Doughy, but he doesn't have anger issues, and he's short. So at least we don't have to be scared of him. And the prototype, oh yeah, I should probably say this now. Spoilers. I have to talk about stuff that happens, because Jesus, man. How amazing this story was. So amazing, and it actually made me happy to just read comments and see everyone saying it was an improvement. It made me happy. I was like, I'm so glad everyone thinks that, because I thought it was incredible. But yeah, the prototype's face gets revealed. He's literally just Pomni from the Amazing Digital Circus, but with a scarier look. The clown jester look works really well on him. When I remember my prediction for his design was every single character he killed from before would be like a mix of what he looked like. So like he'd have Catnap's face on one side, Mummy Longlegs for legs, which he technically had a little bit of. And yeah, that was what I predicted, but no, it's a clown. It looks kind of cool actually though, so I'm really not that bothered. And technically he does possess Catnap's ability, because he has the red smoke when he shows up. But yeah, all the characters are really cool, but the MVP has to go to none other than Huggy Wuggy. Now, I was so hyped at the end of Chapter 4, that was probably the best thing about it. Huggy Wuggy's comeback was incredible, and for obvious reasons, Chapter 5 had the best introduction to a chapter yet. That chase scene was just genuinely so good, and I was like, really happy. Huggy was throwing hands, bro. Huggy was like, the amount of times he used his hands to try to get us, and I'm not even kidding, Huggy Wuggy has 3 scenes at the very start of the chapter, and I'm like, Jesus, that's incredible. After that, he doesn't appear till near the end, though. Like, he goes poof, and he doesn't return for another hour and a half or something like that. But every scene he has is amazing, and unfortunately, we don't know whether he's going to be in the next chapter. And I will say that there is going to be a Chapter 6, and I'm very happy about that, because Chapter 5 I didn't want it to go yet. Like, it's like closing a book you don't want to finish. But yeah, Huggy Wuggy, a lot of people are saying he died, but I actually think he survived. Now, here's why. Sure, Huggy Wuggy probably died when he fell really far down, like when he took that huge fall. But here's the thing. He lived. Now, sure, he died, but he came back to life, and that was probably with the help of the prototype. But regardless, he lived, and he still felt every bit of pain until he fell all the way to the bottom. So Huggy Wuggy, he's tall, he's durable. Huggy definitely has the durability to survive getting stabbed by the prototype's claw. Huggy Wuggy, in the entirety of Chapter 5, was in a terrible state. He had lost a hand, and yeah, he wasn't doing too great, so he was already pretty messed up, so I really don't think getting stabbed will do that much different to him. Because like he's losing a hand, like that's really bad. I get that it was sewed up, so, but it's very easy for Huggy to survive. Same goes for Kissy and Huggy. A lot of people are saying they both died, which, by the way, is the saddest scene in the entire series. I was trying not to cry when they both got attacked. Like, I'll explain why it's so sad in a second, but back to what I was saying before. I think they're both still alive, because not only Huggy survived falling and having one less hand, but he now has to survive being stabbed. But I'm just going to say it right now. With the return of Dr. Harley Sawyer, who came back at the end, just like how Huggy came back in chapter 4, with maybe his help if he becomes good or just anything, Huggy can easily survive. Like, as long as Huggy gets help quickly, because like he got stabbed, but let's not forget Catnap also got stabbed, and that was fatal because that was directly to the mouth. This time Huggy got hit in the stomach, and he was already kind of bleeding technically, and everything, and he had to get sewed up. So if it weren't for the stitches, well, yeah, he'd be cooked. So technically he's still bleeding. So I don't think it makes that much of a difference. Huggy could probably really easily survive. Also, when he gets stabbed and thrown, he can still be seen, like, moving his head. So I honestly think he'll be fine. I am begging he's alive in the next chapter because he was the highlight. He was the MVP of the 5th chapter, I think. Regardless, though, yeah, I think he's alive. I think he'll be alright. If he's not, that sucks. But we got Harley Sawyer back in exchange, so that might be worth. I love Huggy Wuggy, though. And there's also a scene where we get to be Huggy Wuggy. And that was such a creative idea, and that's why that elevates this chapter. Like I said, huge improvement from chapter 4. And they were a genius. Mob Entertainment was genius here. Also pretty dark chapter, the scene where we hear Poppy crying so loudly because the prototype's like torturing her or like doing something to Kissy Missy, maybe like hurting them, maybe. That's genuinely dark. Like, I feel bad for Poppy. And oh yeah, I'll bring this up as another point as well. I think Huggy will live. If Poppy can survive her face getting shattered, then I think Huggy's fine. Maybe I just gotta I have to wait a year to find out what happens. That sucks. But yeah, I noticed a pattern. Harley Sawyer's in chapter 4. Huggy's in chapter 5. Harley Sawyer's going to be back in chapter 6. Huggy returned in chapter 4 and Sawyer returned in chapter 5. So it's almost like a little pattern. But yeah, I'm glad Harley Sawyer came back. That's a great plot twist for the end. And if you guys didn't know, Sawyer is my second favourite character after Catnap. Now, my opinion only... That was only my opinion yesterday. It was Huggy. That was my second favourite, but he's been demoted to my third favourite because I watched the video where Harley Sawyer answers people's questions. Harley Sawyer's just so cool. I like him. But yeah, at least we got a good exchange if Huggy is dead. But yeah, this chapter's just amazing all around. I don't know, man. Very good. I would recommend watching it or playing it. And also, the good news is, about a year ago, around the time chapter 4 came out, I played chapter 1 and chapter 2 on mobile. But chapter 3 and 4 weren't out yet, so I couldn't play them, meaning I haven't continued the series in a year. But chapter 3 and 4 are now on mobile, so I can play it. Yay! Now, while this is really good news, it might not be till Easter, because I definitely need to play this during at least a 2-week holiday, so I get time to rest on other days. So it'll still be a while of waiting, but it will happen one day. I cannot wait to play chapter 3. For the ranking, 5th place chapter 1, obvious reasons, it's just a starter chapter, it's not very long. 4th place chapter 2, not scary, but Mummy Longlegs is cool. 3rd place chapter 4, could have been so much better, had a few bugs during release unlike the other 2 games in between it. Dewey's kind of cool though, I feel really, really bad for him. 2nd place, it was actually really close. I didn't expect chapter 5 to be such a tough opponent for chapter 3, but I still think chapter 3 has the edge. Chapter 3, I just love chapter 3, I don't know, man. Chapter 5 was amazing, it was emotional, it was very cool, beautiful graphics. And I will say another thing about the Huggy death scene, which is sarcastic because I don't think he's dead, but he was starting to have the same smile as Kissy, his teeth were disappearing, but then he got attacked and he went back to his angry look again, which was kind of sad. Like, he was finally going to get happiness and he lost it all. Very tragic character, to be honest. And 1st place chapter 3. I just love Catnap, and it's still the peak, I think. Very close between 5 and 3, though. Alright, and that's the review. Now, I want to go back to resting, because this was supposed to be my rest day, besides maybe making a couple edits. So, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye! Oh, don't forget to subscribe, and I love you. Sorry, I forgot to say that. I'd usually say that in my outro. That's usually my motto. Goodbye!